And hello everyone, Bo Williams here in the WATE newsroom. Kind of talk some traffic on this Friday. Of course, this is going to be a very busy day out on the roads. I was just looking that right now AAA says this will be one of the more busy days out on the roadways as far as drivers. A lot of you will be returning either from Christmas vacation, or a lot of people will be heading out, maybe taking a trip to ring in the new year somewhere other than here. So again, it's going to be busy out on the roads. Plus, we've got rain moving in. We'll take a look at the current travel conditions coming up here in just a moment. But as always, I'd like to get you updated on what is going on as far as projects around the area. And first things first, we're going to bring in what's going on over in the Turkey Creek area in Farragut. You can find this information on our website, WAT.com. But Turkey Creek Road in Farragut set for a 4-day closure. Now, this is after Christmas, started up on the 26th, but it's going to run through the 30th, so it's still ongoing. And I'm going to scroll down here. They're doing some work in a very small little area. It may be tough to see on this map, but I'm kind of circling it for you here. It's highlighted in red. This is a section of road, Turkey Creek Road, between Harbor Way and Concord Road. You see the detour here to get around all of that. There's a lot of neighborhoods in here. We've also got a park in here as well. A lot of walking trails, things like that. But really Concord, Kingston Pike, I believe that's Virtue, and then obviously Turkey Creek Road, a section of it that is still open. That's how you're going to get around this very short little closure, and it's literally right there at the light. So if you're on Concord, you cannot make that left or that right onto Turkey Creek. It's just a short little area there, so you've got to take that huge loop to get around all of this. But again, this should wrap up by the 30th, so hopefully before we ring in the new year, you'll be able to drive the full length there of Turkey Creek Road. But again, that is going on right now, and you can find all the details. Again, take a closer look at the detour, where it's actually closed, and anything else you need to know about this project. There's the story for you on our website. Again, it's just titled Turkey Creek Road in Farragut, set for 4-day closure after Christmas. All right, another one we're watching for you right now. We've been telling you about this during our newscast. TDOT halting construction for Christmas and New Year's travel. Compared to last year, you're going to see at least some 62,000 more Tennesseans out on the roadways. Of course, we're one of those states. You got a lot of interstates passing through, so you're going to see people from out of state on 75, on 40, 81 as well in this area. So just anticipate the increased traffic. You've probably already seen a lot of that around Christmas. We're going to see it now again as we're building up to New Year's. But again, TDOT trying to help everybody out on the roadways, pulling back on some of those projects. And there's still some long-term permanent projects where they've got those concrete barriers out. They can't move those. But where usually they use those orange barrels you see there on your screen, those are the ones that are going to move those off the roads. They should be fine. All lanes open, should help you get around the area. But still, if you're going to be traveling, whether for the new year or just getting out and about around town, still be careful. You still have to slow it down in those construction zones, because even though maybe they've opened up those lanes, there could still be some workers in those areas. So just make note of that. But everything should go back to normal around midnight on the 1st of the year, on January 1st. So watch for that. Also, if you're going to be traveling between North Carolina and Tennessee, just a reminder for you, we've been watching the work being done along I-40. Of course, you do have one lane open in both directions on the Tennessee side up to a certain point. But if you're hoping to go into North Carolina, again, it's not going to happen anytime soon. They were hoping to have at least one lane open in both directions there at the state line and into North Carolina early in 2025. We're going to have to wait, as you probably have seen, a section of the roadway, another section of the roadway collapsed, and that has forced crews now to basically just say, it's going to be a little bit longer. We're not sure when we're going to get I-40 open in North Carolina up in the mountains near the state line. So I'm going to bring in the TDOT SmartWay map here for you, and we'll head over here toward the Carolinas. There's that closure for you. It's all highlighted for you here. That's I-40. It's going to stay like that a little bit longer. Unfortunately, we're not going to get that one lane open in either direction anytime soon. So how do you get there if you haven't made the trek over to North Carolina, or maybe you're expecting some family from the Carolinas, excuse me, and they're going to be coming back into Tennessee, coming to visit? Several options. Really, one of the easiest ones is going to be I-26. So they do have one lane open both directions on I-26 up in Unicoi County. You can take 26 all the way up to Johnson City, Tri-Cities area, hop on 81 and come back down. So 26 takes you out of the north side of Asheville all the way up where it intersects with 81, up there near Johnson City, and then you can bring it in Bristol. You can bring it back down 81 toward Knoxville. There's also the longer detour that we've been telling you about, and that's Interstate 77 out of the Carolinas, heads out of Statesville, Charlotte area. You can take that up all the way up into Virginia, then hop on 81 there and bring that in. That will give you about an extra hour on your trip or so if you take that route. If you go through the Tri-Cities, you're looking from about, we'll say about 45 minutes. Could push an hour depending on traffic. One other option for you, and I've actually tried this one, it's Highway 25. And it'll take you from Newport, go through Del Rio, Hot Springs, a lot of these areas still trying to recover from the storm. It will bring you then just north through Marshall, and it'll bring you just north of Asheville, where you can hook up with I-26 and then head back down to 40. If everything's moving fine, it'll tack on about an extra 30 minutes to your trip. It is just a 2-lane highway, so 1 lane in both directions. You could hit some pretty big snarls, or it will flow from one end to the other. It's kind of hit and miss there. Also keep in mind there's not a lot of places where you can pull off, because a lot of these places are still recovering from Helene. There are a number of officers along the route watching for making sure that everyone stays on the main route. Also, they're trying to limit the truck traffic through there, especially on the North Carolina side. And so they're trying to monitor that as well. So it is open, but obviously just another option for you, but it could take you a little longer just depending on the traffic at that time. So that's how you're going to get back and forth between the Carolinas. Of course, you can also head south to Atlanta, but that's really going to add on a lot of time to your travel. But again, that's just another option for you. Bring it back to Knoxville real quick since we have the TDOT maps up here for a second. Let's take a look here. We've got some slow traffic for you. 75 northbound Loudoun County. That's coming up toward the 75-40 merge. Also, we've got some heavy traffic for you 40 westbound. This is just outside the 640 interchange. So out in, say, Paper Mill, Weisgarber area. And then we're seeing some heavy traffic 75 south as you're making your way toward that 640 interchange near Merchant. So let's bring in the TDOT SmartWay cameras. We'll kind of check on a couple of these for you. Again, they are expecting this to be a busy day travel-wise, and with rain moving into the area, that's not going to do us any favors. That is for sure. So here's a live look for you. No rain yet out near Lenoir City, but you can see that slow traffic 75 northbound. Looks like the roads maybe maybe they got a shower. It looks like they're trying to dry out here a little bit, but again, slow traffic for you northbound. That's crossing over Hickory Creek, if I'm not mistaken, Kingston Pike area. So just be careful there. Just as you get close to that 75-40 merge, it's really going to slow down. Also, let's bring in, let's see here. This is another camera for you. This is out near Cedar Bluff. Westbound traffic, even the ramp, really not going anywhere. Heavy traffic for you right now, trying to head out of Knoxville. So again, just be careful. No reports of any accidents. Again, just that heavy traffic. You've got people merging off I-140, coming off of Campbell Station, Lovell Road, and that just really kind of slows things down. Matter of fact, we'll head back out here, get a little bit closer to Lovell Road. Again, that westbound traffic, all lanes, just so slow right now. Eastbound coming into the city looking okay, but westbound traffic going to be a mess. And when that rain moves in, just go ahead and be prepared that it will slow down even more. That is for sure. Here's a look for you. It looks like maybe they've gotten a shower. This is I-40 just outside the 640 interchange. West is starting to slow here. Eastbound still looking okay, but we are still seeing some westbound travel that is starting to thicken up just a little bit. Take it up north here of town. Let's click on one of these cameras here along 640, where we shouldn't see really too many problems, at least not right now. And right now, traffic looking pretty good. This is near The Hague. Every time we say that, a lot of you say, well, where's The Hague? It's not in Europe. This is The Hague here. It's a road that crosses over 640, but there's no ramp. This is between 275 and Broadway. Really the best way to kind of tell you where we're looking right now. Other areas, let's check on it real quick for you. If you're going to be heading out here soon, if you are going to be traveling for maybe making a long weekend, heading out of state, out of town for New Year's, here's a live look for you right now. This is out near the Holston River Bridge, Asheville Highway area. Traffic there looks great, both directions. Not seeing any problems there. And then we do want to head south because obviously the airport's going to be busy. Let's bring in one of the cameras here. This is north of McGee-Tyson. Traffic along Alcoa Highway, no problems whatsoever right now. Traffic there moving along just fine for you. We'll go south of that area. Again, all of this has been redone. The Hunt Road interchange, traffic there looking good. Now, I will tell you this, and if you haven't looked ahead, if you are picking up somebody, dropping somebody off, or you are catching a flight at McGee-Tyson, give yourself a little extra time because of the work that has now begun on that huge parking garage that they are building, just one piece of what's a huge expansion project at McGee-Tyson. It can get a little backed up coming into the airport. So dropping off usually isn't a huge problem. Picking up, there will be some issues. Picked some friends up this a couple days ago at the airport. I will say this. There's a lot more officers out there. They are going to be watching. You just can't pull over and wait. There is a phone area where you can go and sit for someone to call you. It's over by the Hilton Hotel, so it has moved. But if you are in line, you just can't pull off and sit somewhere along the side of the road. Police will force you to get back in line and keep moving. There are officers right there at pickup. You can't park and sit and wait for somebody. If they're not outside waiting for you, you just got to kind of keep going around in circles. So just keep all of that in mind as you head to McGee-Tyson. So things are a little different there. It moves, but again, it's just a little different from what we've seen. So other than that, I'm not seeing any other major alerts right now out on the roadways. Just we're going to be seeing some rain coming into the area. Let's pull a camera far west here. One of the further west cameras that we've got from TDOT. This is out near mile marker 341, and yeah, you can see traffic coming off the plateau and a few raindrops here on the camera lens. So some wet conditions, and it's going to get wetter. If you're watching Matt Condon this morning, Margot will have the latest for us coming up tonight. But yeah, we're going to see some quite a bit of rain here over the next several days. We've been mild and dry for the holidays, but things are about to change for you there. All right, a couple projects also to watch out for that are going to be going on that we want to tell you about. TDOT, as you always know, sends us out a list to get us up to date on some of the projects. There are still a number of projects that are ongoing. One of those that is still underway, Campbell County, 75 north and south between mile markers 156 and 161, so north of the Caryville area. Work right now, weather permitting, and we have seen some delays. But this is out till about 6 o'clock tonight. Crews are going to be out there working. They've got some projects that they're working on, some roadway repairs. You will also see crews back out there possibly, depending on the weather, between 7 p.m. and 6 a.m. the next morning. So not only is it during the day, they'll do a little, I guess it's a shift change. They'll take about an hour off. The next crew will come out and they'll work overnight. That's a section of I-75, really up to about Jellicoe, where you could see some delays. So again, just be prepared for that. And then also another one we've been watching for you. This one's been going on for a little while. This is back in Knox County, West Knox County to be exact. This is out along I-140. This is between Kingston Pike and Alcoa Highway. So you're talking like mile marker 0 to mile marker 11. But at night, you could see some lane closures between 7 p.m. to 6 a.m. They are working. They've got a number of activities they're working on through there. You could see some slow traffic. Usually officers will be out there as well to make sure that you do slow down. But that is going to be continuing as well as we get ready to head to the new year. So just a couple of projects to keep an eye out for there. That's really how things are shaping up. We'll go back to the maps as we mentioned earlier. We are expecting this to be a very busy day out on the roads. We've showed you a couple of the TDOT cameras, especially 40 westbound, which is really 75 south, 40 west, where they come together, right? So you expect that to be busy, but also 75 north coming back toward the merge with 40 in Loudoun County. Also see some significant delays right now. And then when the rain starts to come in a little bit heavier, that's really going to cause some issues. So you can find all the stories that we told you about as far as any road work that's being done, Turkey Creek. Also, we were talking about TDOT and what they are doing, and also the latest on what's happening near the state line with I-40. Look for those stories on our website, WATE.com. We'll continue to monitor it for you. We'll have updates for you during our newscasts as always. But again, we do this every Friday. And just a reminder, if you ever have a question, we'll do our best to try to get an answer for you. But again, you can always shoot us a note. And don't forget, if you see something, maybe a giant pothole out in the middle of the road, something that needs to be tended to, there's the number for TDOT, 833-TDOT-FIX. That's 833-836-8349. And with that, have yourself a safe weekend, a happy new year to you as well if we don't talk before then. And we will catch back up next week where we'll have a whole new list, I'm sure, of projects as we head into 2025. All right, take care, be safe out on the roads, happy travels, and we'll talk again soon.